Welcome. If everybody can find some seats. We want to get this started on time. We have many students speaking today, and I know we have folks listening on the radio as well. So welcome to all of you. While living in Zambia, I got very used to going through an entire list of welcomes for every distinguished and honorable person invited, but eventually everyone would just say, all protocols observed. And since there are so many distinguished and honorable people in the audience today, I will say welcome to you all, President, Cabinet, Deans, faculty, staff, and especially the parents who have traveled so far to be here for this important time. Welcome and thank you so much for being here, and all protocols observed. And now for the rest of you, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to you all as well. And thank you so much for being here on this very special occasion. I want to welcome all of you also listening on Print Radio, PIR. I've heard that we have some from Kenya listening in, and maybe the Philippines or streaming live on Facebook. Marie Sherman's mom in Canada apparently has been listening for years, so hi, Mrs. Sherman. Marie's only a freshman, but she's still been listening all this time. And hello to our outgoing International Admissions Counselor Extraordinaire, Ify, who is listening in Uruguay. This is truly a global family. And now 19 more of you are going out into the world to join our global family of living love and shining light on all that is true, all that is real, and all that is good. Sharing your unique gifts, your talents, and wisdom that you have developed and honed during your time here at Principia. And with that, I do not want to delay because we have several of our graduating seniors have prepared speeches and remarks on some of the lessons they have learned and experiences that have allowed them to grow and bloom here at Principia. You should all have a program, or you can share with your neighbor in the spirit of brotherly love. So you can see the list of students there. I won't introduce them individually and where they are from, and I'll let them do that as they go. Following the speeches, we'll be in Leonard Hall, which is to your right, my left. Did I get that right? Right next door for a reception afterwards. So please join us there. And for the seniors who have not picked up your gifts, they are there as well. And there's also a special gift from the Hamlin family, a book that you'll find on the table there. And if before you guys go to get your food, if you can come up here for a picture, that would be great. All right, so before I lose all of you to friends and family and chatter. All right, and with that, we will get started. So we'll have our first one. And we had a funny thing in rehearsals. We realized that we were going to go in height order. Because this thing going up and down takes a lot of time. So.
I think I need to adjust here. Good evening for everyone who are here in person or in Principia Internet Radio. My name is LORILYN and I am from the Philippines. Almost 5 years ago, I can clearly remember a one-on-one meeting with Marina Bonzi, the International Admissions Counselor. In her visit, I got an opportunity to have a conversation with her concerning Principia College. The most significant reason that I discovered to apply to Principia was its purpose to serve for the cause of Christian Science. At my Sunday school, Kapangan Society in Baguio Branch Church, Philippines, I took in a considerable measure of Christian Science, which made me very grateful for Christian Science teachings and practices. With this learning, I comprehended that Christian Science is unique and practical in my day-by-day activities. Most of you have seen me limping, walking these previous days. My leg got swollen for the idea it was bitten by a bug. I worked immediately with my practitioner and with Christian Science nurse. One of the Christian Science nurses reminded me that inflammation is fear. It came to me that I was really feeling worried for loads of things going on before graduation. I wasn't certain that I would graduate in view of my capstone and other schoolwork. I began to consider my father from home was having a severe physical challenge. I began to feel sad because I'm about to leave individuals that I became close to. I began to have these feelings of fear in me. But then I was reminded that God is ever present right where the problem seems to be fully expressing. And the time I give up fears, I immediately experience healing and sense of freedom. At Principia, I have secured employment that has helped me to give back to the community. For example, dining services, library, social assistant, and working with registrar. These different jobs have allowed me to gain much needed practicality in the job and the real life requirements. There were times when I found myself with low confidence and self-esteem. During this time, I learned to stand up in faith and rise above material sense. These were the times I was able to witness God's guidance. As Mrs. Eddie, the founder of Christian Science, says, trials are proofs of God's care. It is now clear that challenges that we face in our day-to-day lives should not pull us down. We should maintain a higher sense of love that will always guide us in every situation. I would feel insufficient concluding this speech without expressing my gratitude to Principia and to all generous donors, to my family, relatives, and friends around the world who made my Principia experience enriching. I can't thank everybody by name in this short time, but please know you've given me motivation, inspiration, and tasty meals. Finally, I'm very appreciative of the support I got from Education Department, Religion, and Art Department, Student Life, and the International Student Program, my RCE, my practitioner, and Christian Science nurses on campus. And fellow graduates, congratulations, we made it. Thank you all for listening, and I believe we'll keep sharing more with you.
Okay. Today she's out, yeah, appeals. Hi, everyone. My name is Grace NJOGU, and I am from Kenya. And they say that a ship is safe in the harbor, but that is not what ships are made for. And I can comfortably say that I can classify my time at Principia as very far from the harbor. And at the same time, I like this quote that says that calm seas never made the skilled sailors. And in my time at Principia, I have laughed, I have cried, I've had good days, I've had bad days. I have had highs and lows, but I have had a whole lot of people in the Principia community who have helped me to become the person I am today. And it has been 7 long years in the Principia community, from 3 years at the upper school and now 4 years here. And I'm very, very grateful for all the support I've gotten. I'm definitely not the same person I was when I came here. I think I was 16 years old when I first came here, and now I'm graduating as 21 years old. So, yeah, that's great, a lot of growth. So I want to thank everybody for the support. I mean, you can't really thank everyone in specifically and name names, because it's the same thing like in Africa. We say that a child is not raised by one person, a child is raised by the community. And this community, be it either that one person is helping you in academics, the other one is upholding you in your social life and trying to keep you together from falling apart because you have so many papers or so much homework. Everyone has played a role in seeing me through to the finish now, and I am very, very grateful for that. But however, there have been a few people who have made a big difference in my life, and I'll keep them in my heart forever. And first, I want to thank my supervisor, Tanya. Thank you, Tanya, for everything. I don't think I'll ever in my life get anyone else that's like you. You have not given up on me. no matter what, and will forever be grateful. I was not the best worker when I first came to Principia, trust me. I was terrible. I truly was, but Tanya has seen me through. She has taught me to be professional. She's taught me you don't show up late to work. She's taught me all the values that I know that will helped me a lot in the outside world, which did help me when I was doing my internship. And I left there because they liked me, because I was very professional. So thank you very much, Tanya. And I also really want to thank Gretchen Stalabu. She is a religion professor. Gretchen, without you this semester, I really wouldn't have made it through, and I will be forever grateful for you. Thank you for Ward Patterson with his Life 101. Pulling us in the office. When you make a mistake, he says, "Sit down, mama. I'm about to teach you about life." And that's how you make it through. And he gives you a pep talk, and you leave there feeling good about yourself, even when you had already made a mistake. So, and I also want to thank the international community, because you guys have been sisters and brothers. Only when you're also international, you really understand each other on a certain type of level, because you go through things that not everybody here goes through, homesickness, which is really severe, because it's not like you can just buy a ticket that's $500 back home. I mean, we're talking about thousands of dollars. So it was great to have you guys here, and the international mothers who we've had so many from when I came here. It started, with Benta, now we have Kim. You guys do a lot for us, and I'm really grateful for how we can call you guys on any paperwork, and you know the right paper to give us. I-190, whatever. I have no idea how you guys do it, but I thank God for you guys. And I also want to thank my friends who have been there for me through thick and thin. It has not been easy. Maybe I'm not perfect, and I know you guys have had to keep up with a lot, and I am very grateful that you haven't given up on me, and you are teaching me about life and how to be patient and how to be, considerate, and those are things that we will continue learning in life, because, college really, as I was told by Ward Patterson one time, is not just about the academics, it's about, figuring out how to deal with people and relate to people and trying to just make it through and being strong. And also, I want to thank my family. Shout out to my mom and my sister who made the whole trip to be here for my graduation. Thank you. Thank you so much for being the two strong women in my life. I can call you anytime you will pick up the phone, and I'm really, really, really grateful that you have never given up on me and loved me unconditionally. I am really grateful to God, too, for seeing me through it. Without God, He's the cornerstone. He keeps us together. I can always go back and fall back to God, and I am grateful for the Father, Mother, God. And overall, I will take the lessons from Principia, keep them in my heart, love the people who I've met here. I have long life friends from here, and I will forever be grateful to the Principia community. Thank you so much for listening.
Sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ang, and I'm from Vietnam. I started to write a speech for this occasion 4 years ago when I was freshman, actually. I thought I knew it all. I thought I was one of the cool kids. I came from upper school. I work for my print bill. I play sports. I have good grades. I have friends, and most of all, I had my life together. Well, the last 4 years at Principia College has taught me that I was not as cool as I thought, and I did not really have my life together. Principia and the people of Principia have helped me grow to who I am right now. Let me tell you some of the stories that changed my life. I remember my time when I was in Vietnam. I took a semester off because I felt that I needed a break from school. It was a wonderful 8 months with my family and friends. I never regret taking that time off until I came back to Principia in the fall. I was admitted to Dominica abroad. I was more than excited. Caribbean island over the winter break? Yes, it was very dreamy. Trust me, the abroad was more than just tanning under the warm sun. But my print bill was also excited. The trip was so expensive that I could not work enough to pay for everything. The thought of withdrawing from the abroad constantly appeared in my mind. I was not sad nor happy about the decision to withdraw because I know it was for a good reason. But as Mary Bacardi wrote on in Science and Health, page 494, that divine love always have met and always will meet every human need. It was true. Within a few days, I was handed a check from someone that is very dear to me to cover the whole cost of the abroad. She gave it to me with the brightest smile on her face and was so happy to give it to me, that large amount of money. I could not believe that there is such a nice and wonderful person like that. When I was freshman, trust me, I'd have a hard time borrowing people $10 if I'm sure they cannot come pay me back. But this woman have taught me that giving is another way of expressing love. I admire her for being selfless, being kind, being generous, and being the best. That was her first story. The second one. I've never fell in love with anything beside my bed before until I found tennis. I love everything about it. I love the feeling of hitting the ball hard down the line or feeling of running as fast as possible to get a drop shot. My junior year, I had the chance to play with Hannah Anderson, and if you don't know who she's a beast in tennis. I remember vividly the conference championship. We have lost against the same girls with a score of 6-8 earlier that week. I was nervous, more than nervous. People were watching and cheering loudly, but all I could hear was the fast beats of my heart. Within 15 minutes, we were down 0-3. Before we know it, we were down 3-6, and then 4-7. One last game before the match ended. I could not believe all my hard work for 15 weeks were not gonna pay off. I was simply frustrated. I wanted a result, and that result was supposed to be a win. I wanted the game to go the way I wanted. It did not. All of us play sports against tough teams to grow and to improve. For me, I simply just wanted to win. As the match was coming to a close, my partner and I changed our strategy in which we would lob the ball as high we can and just be consistent. I just followed that strategy knowing that it might be our last chance ever. The pace of game switched. Hannah and I became more focused. The game score started to change. 5-7, 6-7, 7-7, 8-7. As you can guess, we ended up winning that match. But I learned that it was much more than just winning. I mean, the win could not show up in my resume anyway. It is about staying in the moment and realizing that I was not alone. I had my teammate, Hannah, there. That helped me to enjoy the game and ultimately taught me to enjoy little things in life. I did not need a perfect game, perfect life, or perfect relationship. I just need to be there at the moment and to appreciate what I already have. My senior year is my highlight of all my years I have been at Principia. It is not simply because I was able to sleep at 9 p.m. because I have 10 semester hours. I mean, that was pretty nice. But I grew most during my senior year. I learned that love is not love until you give it away. I learned that forgiveness can be extremely hard but rewarding. I learned that I have really good friends who would come over at 5 a.m. when I called them. I learned that I have the best roommate who would have food whenever I'm hungry. I learned that I love road trips more than anything else. I learned that life can be hard and challenging at times, but it's worthy when I have good companions beside me. I would like to express my gratitude first to my uncle, who introduced me to Christian Science and to Principia. He has been always very supportive of me. Thank you to my family, my mother and my sister. My mother decided to send me away when I was 14. I was not super happy, but she's one of the bravest, prettiest, and most loving mother. Thank you, my sister, for being one of my best friends. I love them most dearly. This is a sweet family. They're extremely nice to take care of me for the past few years. I love all the nights we stay over with delicious food and good movies. I would like to thank the dining room service. I know that it's not the ideal place to work for some of you, but I've been working with them for the past 7 years. I had fun there, especially when I'm the student manager. Thank you, Mr. B, for making Break House so lively and full of activities. Thank you for all your live advices and Walmart runs. Thank you to all my advisors to keep me on track so I'm able to be here to graduate with 2 majors and 2 minors on time. Especially to Sally. She has not been an amazing advisor, but she has become one of my friends. I brought crazy ideas to share with her. Thank you to all my roommates. I might not be the easiest one to be rooming with, but I love all my time with you. To all my teammates, we have gone through some tough season together. We had laughed, sweat, cried, and even see each other naked in the locker room. But thank you for pushing me hard during practices and during matches. Thank you to all my friends. I know I have complaints. I get mad over little things. I change my mind often. But thank you for trusting and caring for me. I would like to give my special thanks to the Hamlin's family. especially Margie. They've been taking me in as their family members. I spent many holidays with them playing cards, cooking meals, watching movies, petting cats, going to Thornhills, driving the van, reading books in the treehouse, going to church, watching snowfall. I mean, the list going on. They are my family. They care for me so much for the past 7 years that I do not have enough words to say thank you. And thank you, Principia, for the wonderful time. I will miss you all when I leave. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kat, and I'm from the Philippines. Okay, for 3 years and okay. Sorry. Okay, we treaded a road that bore bitter and sweet moments. It wasn't always great, but these experiences made us better. We've learned life lessons throughout our entire college career, and I know that we'll be ready for whatever's next for us. That said, I would like to share some lessons learned to the lower classmen. First, be proud of who you are and where you come from. Change for the better and not for others' approval. We are a diverse community, and as we claim that we are a school for Christian scientists, let us treat each other like a good Christian and work to knit our community with love and not ignorance. Second, make Christian science your own. No one has the right to tell you on how you should practice Christian science and vice versa. As stated in the retrospection and introspection, in the practice of Christian science, one cannot impart a mental influence that hazards another's happiness nor interfere with the right of an individual. Third, it's you and God alone. When you're told that you're not good enough, know that you are capable. It is you who knows you best. Keep going and don't let others discourage you. Remember that you don't wake up every day to please others, but to serve the greater good. Lastly, when facing a crossroad, do not make any decisions when you're angry, upset, or happy. Wait and listen, because you will be led to your right place. I also want to express my gratitude to those who played a big role in my 4 years. Sorry. To the late Robert Peterson, his family, Auntie Veronica, and Uncle Chris. Thank you for treating us like family, for welcoming us in your home when we needed to get away. I'm grateful for your loving kindness. To my squad in the mail and copy services, you guys are the best bosses I've worked for. Thank you for the paper cuts, especially that one time last summer for standing up for me. Many thanks to the science department for the opportunities and great classes. Special thanks to Dr. Chrissy McAllister for being the coolest, for being supportive and caring in any ways possible, for having your office open and letting me walk in with no appointment, and sparing your time listening to my nonsense. To Dr. Scott Eckert, you're cool too. Thank you. Thank you for the free chocolates in your office. And although I am not your advisee, you always have been supportive and always there to help and always have cared. Thank you. Mr. B, Kristen, and Marina, thank you for being a friend and for lending an ear and for genuinely loving. To Coach Levoy, I have learned so much from you in such a short time. You have taught me how to be a better metaphysician, and I am really grateful. To my friends, who knows if we'll meet again? Over the years, we shared colorful moments of joy and stupidity. I'll always remember the trips we took, the endless runs to Indian Palace, and the endless cookouts. The times when I bug you while you're doing your homework and you end up either procrastinating or kicking me out. The awesome night outs and late night drives to the airport, the deep talks over coffee at IHOP. All the stupid and silly things we do, promising ourselves not to repeat, But then again, we only live once. I am grateful to each one of you. To my sisters, hi. Lastly, to my parents, Ma, Dad, salamat. I won't be who I am if not for you. Thank you for supporting my decisions, for telling me not to quit. And if you didn't, I won't be here right now to tell my fellow graduates we did it. Thank you all, and love and peace, everyone.
Whew, okay, so yesterday I couldn't stand here for 2 minutes and there were only 6 people, so I don't expect myself to stand here for more than 5 minutes or for 5 minutes. All right, so a few weeks ago, one of my classmates asked me, what was my best time being at Principia? And to the most embarrassing answers I've ever given, I said, nothing, I don't know. And then I asked myself a few days later, like, what was my reason for being here? And when I grow up, I mean, I'm grown, but I'm still growing. I want to help people, so I want to make a change. But how do you make that change? Being in sociology, oh, sorry, by the way, my name is Alice. I'm from and I'm from Kenya in East Africa. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, when I grow up, I want to help the community. And how do you do that? Being at Principia, especially taking sociology classes, I learned how to deal with challenges, which not many people talk about in this school. We try to avoid like real world problem and act like they don't exist, but in real life they do exist. So being in sociology class, I want to thank all my professors, Billy Miller, Sally Standoff, and Jackie Burns, for always willing to let students express what they feel and talk about the problems that are going on. I also want to thank Chris Young. I know I only had you for 1 semester, but your class, we always had we were free to talk about anything, it should matter, because that's what students should do. Not everything, but you know. Thank you, Lauren Hinchman. I only had you for only 1 semester, but you saw opportunity in every student, and every student mattered in your class. Even those who are quiet, those who are too talkative, and those who are just crazy. But you find a way to involve everyone, which was really great. And I hope every professor can learn to do that, see the good in everyone. I want to thank my brother. My brother went here, Calvin Nyapete, for always supporting me. Freshman year was a living hell, guys. It was hard, and I didn't have a sister here. I came to the United States in 2009, and no, I didn't go to upper school. Sorry. I went to school in New Hampshire. And from 2009, my brother has always been there for me. He's like my guardian and always supporting me, and he supported my decision to come here. And I'm always grateful for that. Thank you. Oh my God, am I losing my voice? Thank you to mailroom people for always, you treated us like friends and not too bossy towards us, and we were always free to talk to you, which was really great. And that's what I look for outside the world. I hope I can find bosses like you. You guys were really great. And thank you, Ward Patterson. Sometimes you get in people's nerves, but you're funny at the same time. But thank you for always being open-minded and willing to listen. Thank you, Mr. B. It's hard to deal with people from all over the world, but you as one person, you managed to put us all together and was always willing to listen to every person. Thank you to donors, those people who have supported us here. I don't know, I would have graduated if I was paying all that print bill, which everybody's complaining about. Thank you, cross-country team. I know I was there for only one semester, but Chuck, you were great. Oh my God. It was more than running, being the first person, but you are always trying to put people to work together. See the good in others and not just about winning the race. And thank you all friends. Those few friends I've managed to make here. You guys are great. And yes, we made it, guys. I checked my grade this afternoon before I came here to make sure I'm graduating. So yeah. I am graduating. Thank you all.
Hello, everyone. I'm known on campus here as many names, such as Jump Rope Girl, after I participated in the Freshman Talent my first year. I'm known as Canadian, fake Canadian, because I hate snow. The best one is Kimba, thanks to my sister who came here this year and told Pete, start calling me Kimba. But I'm actually known, my name is actually Kimberly or Kim. If you had asked me at the beginning of my senior year in high school where I would go to university, I would have said University of Windsor in my hometown. I didn't see Principia as a possibility. So I'd like to begin by thanking John Lane for recruiting me. He messaged me randomly at the beginning of my senior year of high school, saying that he was just across from the Canadian border and could come and talk to my family about the possibility of attending Principia. I visited Principia in November, and my favorite memory of that visit was West Presents, where the men of Lowry put on a sort of talent show. I didn't know Principia students could be that funny. Thanks to John's initiative, I applied to Principia and became part of the class of 2017. He ended up becoming one of my bosses in the academic and career advising office, and it was a pleasure to work for him and all the other advisors. Now it's 2017, and my 4 years have passed. I would like to specifically thank my mom. She has been there for me all through my 4 years, whether it's in the middle of the night when I need prayer for work, whether it's to hear me stress and rant about school or personal issues, or whether it's to hear my excitement that I had passed the class. My mom certainly wasn't happy to hear that last one, but she still listened. She also made a conscious effort to come visit me at least once every year, although I believe she really just visited to have a vacation and stay in quaint Elsa. Being here at Principia, I have seen how well my mom actually knows me. She knows me better than I do even. I love her, and I'm grateful to call her my mother. Next, I'd like to thank my French family. It's been the same 4 to 5 students in every class, me, Jackie, Jocelyn, and Devin Carlson. All 4 years, the typical conversation has been, have you started the paper? Nope, neither have I. But we have helped each other through it all, shared hysterical laughter at all the work we have, and still loved every single moment of it because of our amazing teacher, Hélène Brown. She would assign a French novel to read and a paper every 2 weeks, and you ask yourself why you are a French major every month. But then we would have deep conversations about politics and feminism. She would give metaphysical ideas when we needed it, and you would remember why you chose to be a French major. I've learned a lot from her, not only French grammar and French history, but what it means to be respectful, responsible, honest, and forgiving. It has been a blast taking French classes with all my fellow French students at Madame Brown, and I hope to stay in contact with them years from now. Also, although I never took French classes from her, I would also like to thank Karen Hare. I have been a French teacher assistant with her all 4 years, and I've taken her classes related to African studies. Thanks to this work, I significantly improved my knowledge of French grammar. I've even developed a spiel. The partitive de is used after negatives, after adverbs of quantity, etc. It's ingrained in my mind. Also, were it not for Karen, I wouldn't have realized my passion for African studies. She taught me many things. I can tell you the location of every African country. I can identify the 3 major tribes of Nigeria and tell you that Dumela is welcome in Setswana. Karen has been my mentor at times, sharing her experience as a white person trying to fit in with the African community, and I'm grateful for her guidance and her knowledge that she has shared with me. The last teacher I would like to thank is Billy Miller. I have taken 2 classes with him, and both of his classes have been my favorite by far. We have had eye-opening conversations on peace, racism, colonialism, and many other touchy subjects you generally don't talk about as a North American. Before coming to the States, I wasn't aware of racism. I've had friends here ask me how many Black students were in my high school, and I honestly couldn't tell you because I never really separated them from the rest of us and counted them. I wouldn't say that the Black students in my high school were at a disadvantage from the rest. They didn't appear to be financially worse off, treated differently by teachers, or denied opportunities because of their skin color. But thanks to Billy's teaching, coming to the States where one can see the racial divide, I've learned about the privilege I have and the ways in which I can use my privilege to make a difference in the world. Billy was always open, judgment-free, and a person you could confide in. I'm eternally grateful for him and hope to continue learning more about the impacts of racism and the ways in which I can help. And finally, I'd like to thank all my friends here, specifically those in the African community here at Principia. I didn't know people like them existed. They are selfless, hardworking, hilarious, true, forgiving, and optimistic. You'll never hear them complain, say no to someone who asks for help, or forget anyone. They showed me the power and love of true friendship. I generally don't consider my friends as my family, but they've become my family. Regardless of our cultural and racial differences, I believe they could consider me as one of them, and I'm grateful to consider them my African family. Then I will mention one name, Bryce Murray, because he has been my best friend and brother for all 4 years without any fallouts. And finally, a shout out to my roommates this semester who have cracked me up every single day when they say the weirdest stuff. They don't have a filter, and it's great. I've had a great Principia experience here at Principia College, and I'd like to thank all my friends and the faculty that I have gotten to know very well and that I've depended on. And it's been a great 4 years here at Principia. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Beatrice. I'm from Brazil. On January 8th, 2013, a 17-year-old version of me walked out of her home, rolled her bags to the airport, and took off for what was to become the greatest and most enriching experience of her life. Today, I stand here to celebrate the purest form of unfoldment that girl committed herself to. Today, I stand here to celebrate the people I met, the places I've been, and the adult I am almost ready to become. I also learned the value of having people living so close to me, to value a presence that seemed almost invading at first. These people showed me the amount of love that a stranger can demonstrate. A form of love that I had not quite experienced. At moments when I thought I could no longer function, moments I thought I had lost control, I found people who gave me a hand and helped me go where I needed to. And for that, I am very grateful. Here, I was able to form a family bound by the simple and ordinary fact that we all came from the same nation, a family that I could count on no matter what, a family that gathered and cooked for each other, a family that supported each other's growth and was there the moment any of us needed help. And for that, I am very, very grateful. A week after I arrived here, I met the person who became the best friend I could ever ask for. This friend showed me the value that love could have. The care we had for each other was set from the start. Within a week, we became the bestest and strongest friends I could ever ask for. She has since graduated, but still deserves the recognition for all the love and support she gave me. With her, I learned to be thoughtful and care for others in a way that I don't think I had ever done before. And for that, I am most surely grateful. When I first became a student here, I did not quite value my academic life as much as I should have. I didn't care about school. And to be honest, doing homework bothered me tremendously. For some reason, I couldn't find a reason to connect myself to the work I was expected to turn in. It took me almost 2 years to find a significant reason to enjoy my work. 2 whole years when I could have demonstrated the best of me. But when I finally did, meant there was no way anyone could stop me. The best version of myself became the strongest and most exciting thing I could have ever demonstrate. I learned to truly love and appreciate the arts in a way that I could have never expected to. My majors were no longer something that someone else had thought to be cool and had expectations for me to fulfill. When I really fell in love with my work, I became unstoppable. There were nights when I would be in the theater studying, practicing, and running lines. The endless hours when I'd stay in the art studio working on pieces, walking around and thinking about my future as an artist. That completely changed my perspective in academics. School became something I looked forward to. My work was something I absolutely wanted to do. There was one person specifically who was responsible for changing the way I see my academic developments. She is the person who looked at how much I loved the subject I was studying and noticed that I could in fact be better. She then proceeded to convince me to become a religion minor. It meant that was probably one of the best choices I've ever made. As a minor, I learned the value that learning about different perspectives could have in my life. Through this minor, I have learned to develop empathy in the most difficult moments. Moments when I can't quite see a meaningful reason to be thoughtful, loving, or kind toward others. I learned to see the difficulty of living in a world where contrasting perspectives aren't always appreciated or understood. I can't say I've mastered this art, but I can most surely say that I have become a better person. And for that, I cannot but be extremely grateful. I also need to thank my family who has supported me every step of the way, and be really, really grateful for their presence here today. So I cannot leave here today without thanking the numerous people who have supported my growth through this complicated journey. There are way too many, and if I started to name them, I just wouldn't stop ever. Principia has supported me in the path of unfolding a better version of myself that I wish to become someday. So thank you all.
Hello everyone, my name is MWANGI and I'm from Kenya. Knowledge is power. I can feel its beauty running deep within my vein. I cannot take all the credits for this far I've reached. This was a collective contribution from amazing people who went beyond their self-interest to instill a discipline in the person before you today. I pray you hear this from wherever you are, Dad. Thanks for placing confidence in me. Education was not my playground, but you bestowed me with courage to toil and be who I am today. Mom, thanks a bunch. You have been a pillow during my breaking times. I'll go to all extents for my lovely sisters. Liz, how else would I thank you? It's like you had my steps set. You have always been there to give me answers to difficult situations. Judy, I recall all the motivations and encouragements. You deserve a big hug. Lastly, Penny and Anne, I give you a thumbs up for all the good times we have had. How would I have had an opportunity for this education? People are indeed spectacular and kind-hearted. To the donors that ensured all ran smoothly while I was here, I deeply appreciate your love. No words can define my gratitude. Most of you will agree that exams have never been a walk in the park. To the professors, I'm thankful to you all for making this a fascinating journey. To Deb Wald and Edith, I bet you know you're my best supervisors. You have made my work a hobby. I'm going to miss you both. I'm also delighted to have interacted with my RCs, Mr. B and Lizzie. How else would I thank you? Words are not enough for this case. Lastly, there's a group that I would like to recognize. We have had our good times, and they've also contributed to my learning experience here. My schoolmates, you need an applause. Where else would I get such a lovely community? I will always remember Principia, and as I go, I'll leave you with a Philip Green's word. It's all about quality of life and finding a happy balance between work, friends, and family. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to congratulate all, sorry, I forgot one line. As nervous as I am standing here today, I'm so proud to be sharing my experiences with you all. First of all, I would like to congratulate all of the international students here, including myself, for graduating. We were able to overcome tough times, including life away from home and very cold winters, and we were also able to enjoy great ones. My name is Mary Oyan Lopeok from Kenya. 4 years ago, I moved to the United States from my freshman year in college. At first, I really didn't know what to expect from this new adventure, but I was excited, but also very scared. I remember just after the first week of school, I started feeling very lonely and displaced. I talked to my parents about this and told them that I would like to come back home. That's when my parents told me something that completely changed the way I looked at my new life. My dad said, "We spent so much money on you." We spent so much money on you to go to school there. You can't come back. You'll just have to deal with it. And that's why today this quote by Abraham Lincoln perfectly resonates with me, that all that I am today, I owe it to my parents. Having my family far away from here didn't help at all, but I have definitely learned a lot about myself and about the world from this experience. Today, as we gather with family, friends, and faculty to reminisce about our college experiences, I would like to reflect on who I have become, and I hope this will inspire underclassmen. I will therefore share 5 things that I've learned from being an international student in the United States. Number 1, it's not gonna be easy, but enjoy and grow from every moment and opportunity you get. Being an international college student can be a tough road. For me, it was hard at first to manage time, considering the demands of school and work responsibilities. It was also hard to adjust to a new culture and understand people who are very different from me. Several times, I had sleepless nights and cried countless times. I felt like I wasn't going to do it on my own. And I got by fine, more than fine actually. This is because I kept pushing and venturing beyond my comfort zone. They say that's where life starts. And I would urge the underclassmen to do the same. And second is that from this experience, I've learned to value family. Coming to a new country means you see and talk to your loved ones much less. At home, we take the support of our families for granted. It's only when we are away from them that we realize how big a role they play in our lives. I Skype my family every weekend and tell them how much I miss them. I definitely feel closer to them now. And this reminds me that when I was coming here to the United States, I was so excited that I actually forgot to give my parents a hug. I was so excited for this new life that I had forgotten that I have parents and siblings. But this experience taught me to value my family. That is that you learn a lot about yourself from this experience. In a new country, you'll experience something new every day that will contribute to your self-knowledge. In my freshman year, I did outdoor education for my first year experience course, and that involved canoeing, camping, rock climbing, things I've never done and don't really enjoy to do, but had to do it for the grade. But from these experiences, I learned about my strengths and weaknesses. So your passions, gifts, and talents, these experiences will allow you to be a better person. My main advice to you is to push through your fears of what others will think of you, fear of failure, fear of not knowing what's next, because on the other side of fear, there is love and finding what you're meant to be. 4, do not hold on to your old friendships so much that you forget to build new ones. I understand how important the relationships you have with your friends from home are for you, but as soon as you leave, they move on with their lives. They still care about you, but they keep the party going. And you should do the same. I've made so many friends from different countries. I've learned so much from them, and it makes me sad that we are leaving each other.
Number 5, there's no precise way of learning how to be an adult. You have to build your own strategies and tactics in life. And for me, I had to create a strategy for myself every semester. When I came here, I felt really intimidated by the domestic students. I felt their English was perfect, but for me, I was just learning how to communicate in English every day. And from that, I decided to create a strategy for myself, which first started by running for house board. I became social head and working for my professor, Billy Miller, who's been my best friend and pushed me outside of my comfort zone. And so I would urge you all to push yourself and create a strategy for yourself to succeed, like me. And also, one advice that I'll leave you all with is that for the years that you're in this school, you'll grow, learn, change, and develop, and you've got to embrace the process. But make sure that you're always plugged into the source of true power. Pray a moment and draw on the power of God at every moment to guide you. Studying abroad hasn't been easy, but it hasn't been tough like I imagined. However, every day I thank God for this experience, and I will definitely miss everyone and everything. I am thankful for your kindness. I also thank my professors who supported me through my academic experience. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Frannie and I'm from the UK. I remember when I first decided to come to Principia. Originally I'd chosen a 1-year enrichment. That was soon to change. I'd chosen 4 years, and right now, 4 years more would sound really great. I was initially really scared about going to school that was just so far away from home. But now I can look back on the experience and just see how much I've grown as a person with the remarkable experiences I've been given. I'm so grateful for meeting the lifelong friends and having the wonderful opportunities that have graced me these past 4 years. Thank you to the inspiring teachers, you know who you are, and to the study abroad program to St. Lucia in Grenada, where I could discover my love for outdoor education. In Romans 12:2, it says, "Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." And this is exactly what Principia has taught me. To be an individual, yet still be respectful of other people's views and opinions. I'm so grateful for the opportunities, friends, and memories that I know will last a lifetime. I can honestly look back over these past 4 years, and I can say thank you to each and every individual that I've come into contact with. And one last thank you to those you know who you are for just making it just so special. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Peter NABISWA, and I'm from Kenya. And just like the rest of my friends too, I've had some pretty good experiences here at Principia, but I'm a terrible storyteller. So what I'll do is I'll just thank a couple guys that have really touched my life. First of all, I'd like to thank the rugby team, starting with my coach, Ward Patterson. When I got to Principia, somehow I didn't have a host family, but that's a story for another day. However, I never lacked anything, for I always knew I could count on Ward. He has been like a father figure to me and so many of my teammates. On this day, Ward, I celebrate having met you. You have never had this from me before, but the effort and work you put into my personal and professional life made a tremendous difference. You have taught me what it is to be a man, and I appreciate the wise counsel you gave me. You are indeed a paradigm of virtue, character, and integrity, an inspiration and a role model, not just to me, but many others. Words cannot express how grateful I am. To my teammates, I will never forget all those moments we shared. It's been, be it on our soft and cozy field or the muddy, glass-ridden Forest Park field, I'm so proud to call you all my brothers. As I leave this school, may the winds keep coming and may you keep rising yet higher after the few defeats that might come your way. I will always cherish the memories I've shared with all of you. Born on a mountain indeed, always and forever. I have been so blessed to have really supportive friends while at Principia. I don't know if I would have made it this far without you all. So I thank you all sincerely from the bottom of my heart. A special thank you also goes to my fellow international students. We have had the privilege of understanding of understanding the challenges that come with studying thousands of miles away from our homes. So I'm grateful for the support we gave each other over the years. I'm happy that in Principia we found a new home away from our homes. To those of us remaining here, keep supporting each other even through the tiniest of things. It really means a lot to have the support of your friends, no matter how little. Lowry has been my home for the better part of 3 years. Given the opportunity to choose houses again, there would be no thinking on my part. I would definitely select Lowry. I have had the privilege of living with the most prolific gentleman. The Lowry brotherhood has definitely been a big part of my Principia experience, and I will never forget our beefs and many other activities we did together. Thank you, Paul, for being there, for guiding us, and for being a great RCE. And Winnie, sorry for the occasional noise we made. Family has also been pretty important to me. I would like to thank my parents, my mom and my dad, for being very supportive of me. While I was growing up, I got nothing but encouragement from you. Standing here today on this occasion is a testament of the struggles you had to go through to put my siblings and I through school. I will never take your sacrifices for granted, and as I go out there into the world, I pray that I may make you proud. I pray that God will also continue to bless you and that you lack nothing. You have been wonderful to me, and I love you both. My siblings have also been a strong pillar for me. I really appreciate all those times you bailed me out of a jam, and the counsel will always give me whenever I needed advice. My life will not have been the same without all of you and your prayers and support. Lastly, but certainly not the least, I would like to thank the Principia community at large. My professors have been really great to me, and I appreciate the knowledge you have imparted in me. I really hope most of it will become applicable at some point in my life. I'd like to thank the Comp Sci faculty, my major advisor, John Brewer, Tom Fuller, and Clint Stelly. Thank you all for your patience with me and the work you put into my studies. I'd also like to thank the math and religion departments. It has indeed been my joy to have gone through your programs. I'd also like to thank my employers here at the Principia, both current and past. I have learned a lot from my experience working with you, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. However, a special mention has to go to John Hosmer, Chris Socedo, and Thomas Coward. You guys have been more than my friends. You have been more than my bosses. You have been my friends, and I will always cherish the moments we shared at work. I appreciate all the advice and support I got from all of you. And as guys in the workforce, I certainly hope that you will keep the vibrant and friendly office culture going. Lastly, and this is perhaps the most important group I'd like to thank, is the donors. Let's face it, if I was to pay all the costs for attending Principia out of my own pocket, I would never have set foot anywhere near St. Louis, let alone Alpha. Simply put, I would never have been able to afford a Principia education. Therefore, it is with a solemn heart that I thank the generous Principia donors. You enabled me and a lot more students like me to go through this great institution, and we owe you a debt of gratitude. Also, just like to mention that I can't quite thank everyone, and Mr. B, I just noticed you in the crowd. Thank you so much. And yeah, thank you all for listening to me, and all the best to you, especially the juniors. I know the feeling. Thank you.
Hold on, give me a second. All right, here we go. So my name is Igor Augusto Elias Machado de Souza. You might think it's funny because I have a long name, but I'm really proud of my name because one, it's very long, and two, people normally don't have it. I'm from São Paulo, and I'm very happy to be here. Let's start this, okay. I would like to express my gratitude to this opportunity. It's been a great journey. It all started with my mom. She's the one who found Christian Science, and she's the one who started everything with me. There were a couple important people that have shown me the way to Principia. First, it was Cecily Lee. I don't remember when, but she did came to Brazil before the Brazil Abroad. And yes, there was a Brazil Abroad. When she came, I came back home, and apparently I told my parents, Mom, there's a college in the United States, and you only accept Christian Scientists. Isn't that cool? I don't remember saying that, but still. Another pivotal group of people that came to Brazil to make this worthwhile was Marina Byquist, Ifigenia Schifre, and Brian Macaulay. I was supposed to simply show you São Paulo, and instead, late at night, I was suddenly filling my papers to come to Principia, and I became part of Prin. So thank you guys for everything. And yes, I did do the SAT. It was awful, twice. Arriving to Principia was a lot of fun. I did not know what was waiting for me once I got here, because I never visited Principia. I never saw the pictures of Principia. I only heard about it, and I thought it was cool. So then I came, and wow, it was awesome. I can only imagine what my parents, people from elsewhere, and even people visiting can think. It's been a crazy 5 years. While I'm here, and I have the podium for me, thanks guys, I would like to thank Marina for always being so helpful for every single thing that we asked. I also would like to thank my family away from Brazil, which are Beatrice, Kim, Logan, Marcelo, Gustavo, Alice, Mariana, and Leticia. You know, when I first came, Tiago, forgot about that. Thanks, Jessica and Jessica Sortão and Jessica Santos. You know, coming to America, not having any sort of, not knowing anybody, but 3 guys, 4 actually when Beatrice came, it was kind of scary. But then again, I'm very talkative, as you can see. And I started talking to people, I started making a lot of friends, and that for me was the best. Thank you, international students, for sticking with me. I also would like to thank Julie Blaze. She was my advisor. I had my first and last political science class with her. And boy, it was tough. But thanks to her, she was a superb advisor and became a very, very close friend. There's only 3 group of people that actually pushed me to become somebody and do something with my papers. Julie Blaze, my mom, and a Brazilian family. They always knew that I had something to say and something important, and I'm very, very grateful for them. I've been working with the dining services department ever since I was a freshman. I even became a student manager like Ang. You know, thanks to Tanya and thanks to a lot of other student workers that are there, I became an actual good worker and an actual good person. And I really, really enjoyed being there with you guys. Many thanks to Reed Charleston, Forrest Wilder, and Paul Needham for being amazing RCEs. I'm making my stay at Anderson and in Lowry, Gold West, a very, very proudful moment, very, very fun. And thank you, special thanks for Paul, because it was his first year. It was his first year being an RCE, and it was my first, I became president, and we had a great, great time. I will also mention Ward Patterson. He was a great friend, boss, and coach. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the financial aid program and my parents. I'm blessed enough to have such wonderful human beings as my role models and my anchor. My parents, Eloisa and Luis, which without them, I wouldn't be able to have been half the man I am, and I'm pretty tall. Both of them are an example of hard work. They carry a smile everywhere they go, and both have raised me to be the best man I can be. I cannot attempt to be as good of partners as they have been to me. Obrigado, mãe. Obrigado, pai, por tudo. Foi demais. A sua ajuda sempre. Mãe, eu te amo. É nóis. É nóis, mãe. É nóis, pai. They showed me that there's always time to help others, and there's always time to listen to your friends, and that carrying a life with a smile might not lift all the burdens away, but it will definitely lift your spirits. And since I'm done, but still this is a reflection, so reflecting my time here, I really want every single student to remember that I'm not from the 2017 class, but instead 2016. So 5 years, but still I really, really enjoyed being meeting every single one of you. It's been a truly wonderful moment. And we like to talk, I remember when I was a freshman, sophomore, and junior, we like to talk about this idea that there's a division between the domestic and international people. I want to say that I want to believe that there is none. And I still think there is none because, hey, I have friends from both sides. And maybe I'm weirdo and I like talking to people. But hey, I believe that every single one of us has something to say and something cool to say. So if both listen to the other, maybe there's no more division. And lastly, I would like to say a quote from Desmond Tutu. I actually heard that on one presentation here in Wanamaker. Do your little bit of good where you are. It is those little bits of good that put together that overwhelm the world. Thank you, and thank you for everything.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming. My name is Rogers Mutawe, and I'm from Uganda. I'm from Kampala. I'm happy to be here. I'll start by saying, without God, nothing would have been accomplished. And I'm really happy that God has made me the person I am. God has turned me from a freshman to a senior and has made me be here today. I'm grateful for that. I'll also start by talking a little bit about how I came to Principia. I didn't know I'm going to be here. Making up my mind to come to Prin was real quick. I didn't know Prin. I have never had family go to Prin before, but I had a family friend. That's a random friend that I had gone to Prin, and they told me about this wonderful, amazing place where I came. And when I came to Prin, I met this wonderful lady that picked me at the airport. I was the first international student to come to Principia in 2012. And that's because I didn't know the exact day the school was starting. So yeah, I came on 10th when the school was starting, like on 14th. So Bentamos picked me up from the airport. I went to Ferguson House. It was the break house for international students that time. And I was the only student in there for like 2 nights. And yeah, it was interesting, but terrible. But then later, yeah, I managed to blend in. And also, I got a host family, Mike Harrison and Kristen Harrison. I'm really grateful that you bought me my first books, my first bag, my first everything, my first college letter, and they helped me a lot. So I'm really grateful that you came into my life. Also, in my freshman year, I got an amazing sport. I played soccer, and while I was playing soccer, I played for the first season, and I got a terrible injury where I stayed on crutches for a whole semester, and I also went home and I took a break. But throughout that time, I'm really grateful for Mr. B. Mr. B, you are the man. He took care of me, he advised me, he comforted me, and I'm really grateful, Mr. B. And also my practitioner during that time told me one word. Every time we have winters, and winters are really cold. But even though the winter keeps going, we always have the summer. You all know it, summer is here. So I'm really happy for that. Another thing that has really made me grow a lot has been being part of the mailroom. The Principia mailroom has transformed me from a kid into a man. I have worked with Ward Patterson, who is an amazing coach. So sometimes I think he's a coach, and sometimes I think he's a boss. And sometimes I think he's a student, because he's everything, you know? So Ward Patterson taught me one thing. Being a student is not all about your GPA. It's not all about your grades. It's all about growth and progress and decision making. So it has helped me a lot. And I think through that, I've managed to become a great person that I am today. And I can't live without mentioning John Hosmer. John Hosmer is a friend I made at Prin because of just connecting and talking to people, and he gave me a lot of advice. I didn't know him in any way, but I was just talking, and he helped me. He advised me about life. He advised me about how to do interviews, how to do connections, and I'm really happy that I have had you, Hosmer. The donors, oh my God, donors, thank you. I don't know what to say about donors. I'm really grateful. I took a year off. I went home and then I came back. But the donors kept giving me financial aid, and I'm really happy for that. And I had an amazing opportunity to work on the Principia Phonathon. Phonathon, we call donors and give gratitude, and we still ask for more donations. So it was an amazing job. I managed to help to give gratitude to a lot of donors and still to get more money for Principia, which I'm really proud of and I'm really grateful. And I can't live without mentioning the international community, starting from the people that take care of us, the international student coordinators. We have had a lot. We have had Bentamos, we've had Marina, and now we have Kim, and we are having another one soon. So thank you for keeping up with all the paperwork, the immigration paperwork, all that. Thank you so much. And my professors, I'm a double major in economics and sociology, and I did 2 capstones, and my professors never gave up on me. Billy Miller helped me a lot, and Sally, yeah, and Jackie Barnes. So I'm really happy to also have Mr. Dana Byquist. He was my soccer coach, and he's also my RSC in Backhouse. So he's really a great man that has also transformed me into a man of integrity that I am today. And thank you all for coming. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Last but not least, how's everyone doing? All right, since I'm the last one, I'll try to keep it short and sweet. My name is Tom's Must, and unlike Igor's last name, mine is really short. That's my full name. Don't have a middle name or anything, but I like it that way. So originally, I come from the country of Latvia, and the flag, that's Latvia's flag right there. And just a little information for you guys, our color for the flag isn't supposed to be maroon, it's actually blood red. If you want to know more information about that, just ask me. I just wanted to clarify that that is a little incorrect. All right, let's do this. If you would have told me during middle school or early high school that I'd be graduating from college in a tiny village of Elsa in Illinois, I wouldn't believe you. I didn't know about the existence of Principia until only a couple years before graduating high school. I found out about Prin when I was at Crystal Lake camps. And one summer, Marina visited the camp to give a presentation about this college, and after sat down with the older international students to talk a little more about it. And she caught my attention right away. Who would have thought that that conversation would lead to this moment right now? Me, about to graduate from a truly unique school, along with all the other amazing international students, each with their own unique stories. These last 4 years here have been unforgettable. Principia has helped me grow in every way possible, and I couldn't be more grateful. From the various classes where I discovered something new every day, to the clubs and activities that challenged me to be a better person and push myself out of my comfort zone. This experience has built the foundation for my future. But what has made this experience so unique is really the people here. There are so many people to be grateful for. Kim and Marina, I don't know what the international students here would do without you guys. You are true superheroes that come to work every day with a smile on your face, and that's something I really look up to. The professors and my employers, I don't even know what to say. Your loving devotion to this institution and care for the students is priceless. I'm so thankful for Steve and the rest of Media Services crew for spending 8 semesters with you guys, Sherry and everyone else involved at the pub and the dining services, and the amazing business department for teaching me more than I can probably handle. It really feels like every experience that I've had here has been full of love and support. I also would like to say thank you to Alice, Wendy, Steve, and Tori for being the biggest help me during both the semesters and breaks. You guys have been like a second home to me, and I don't know what I would do and would have done without your loving support. And of course, my family, They're always there for me, and even when I'm so far away from home, they've been the biggest support, and I'm very grateful. So, to sum it up, although we are finishing school and graduating, this does not feel like the end. It actually feels like the opposite. This is only the beginning. It's a beginning for opportunities and a chance for us to go out and do something impactful with our lives. And I couldn't be more grateful to go out into the real world, equipped with all the amazing relationships and the experience I've gained from studying here. So thank you.
Thank you all for coming, and thank you to our graduates. That's wow. Wow. If I can ask you all to come up here for a picture, and the rest of you are happy to go enjoy the reception. And thank you again. All right.